Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So today's Friday, which means it is Marketwatch day. Good news, all of the Marketwatch episodes are now in a playlist on the channel. So if you haven't watched any Marketwatch episodes before and you wanted to backtrack on some trends, see how we've got to this point in Marketwatch, that is now a playlist on the channel for you guys to go and look at as well. Not just Marketwatch, all the money making guides we've done before, as well as the alt account, all now have a playlist on the channel homepage. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for Marketwatch and for RuneScape 3 price rises and price falls for the first week of January. Now, I am recording this on Wednesday the 3rd, so they've not quite come back and done the update. But today is when they should be removing the Christmas events and removing the wrapping paper as well. So the purple Santa hat won't see much of a change in price because it is still available as we speak. But next week, I think we'll have a look into it and see what we can do with that. But let's start with price rises and see what is around this week in RuneScape 3. So Black Party Hat will just keep settling to its final price, so it'll still be very much in the price rises for a while. Big item first is regular Ghostly Ink. That is now gone to 10.8k, and I believe this is one of the lower inks. Yeah, so regular Ghostly Ink is the lowest of the three, so for that to be 10.8k is pretty good. Because that's gone up in price as well, Ashes would follow, and it would mean that if you are looking to do a form of money-making method, going to the base to train your Necromancy, which I'm probably going to do on the Bond account, to be fair, can bring some decent profit, but make sure you get the Tomb of 2. Springs now 1.4k. These gone on a right bounce since when they've crashed. They actually crashed to a low of 900 GP, and they are really starting to bounce back up. Now, before they went down, they were at 1.7k. Whether they'll be at that price again, who knows? Bloodweed seeds are now up to 90k, which will probably mean that the herb is following as well. Congealed blood now under 3k. Again, that's coming back from a recent crash, so we'll try and find its price. Lesser Necroplasm back over 200 GP again, which is good to see. Really good money making method if you have absolutely nothing and you want to build from that. So for that to be over 200 GP again, that is very good. Adamant bar 4.1k. That is pretty high for an Addy bar if I am not mistaken. Maybe not. Maybe not as high as what it's been, but it's coming back from dropping down to 3.3k. But that could be a money-making method. Very low smithing for that as well. Low smithing requirements. So definitely look into that. Bone Rune, Miasma Rune, I imagine the other two will be later on down there. Back up. They did take a massive crash over Christmas, so it's good to see them back up. Ectoplasm now 4.3k. The update to summon the army, I think, is pretty massive and a very good game-changing update in terms of Necroplasm. The ability to do that is very good in terms of quality of life, but the fact it uses so much more ectoplasm is a good way to get the ectoplasm numbers down. This, along with a higher necroplasm price, will bring you even more money from your rituals, which is very good. Magic notepaper under 400 GP each. I still would say this is cheap, but it's getting a little bit more expensive than it has been. Keys of a Crossing, 330k. I believe that the Magister's a decent money-making method, so that is why that will go up. And I think one of the reasons why that is going up is a bit further down. Vital Sparks now 385k each. Vital Sparks are a big drop from the Magister, and that'd probably be why as well. Blood Reaver Scrolls 5.6k. Check on the Blood Reaver pouch price. Here, 125k. Might be worth doing. You're going to get 24 pouches. You're going to get 24 scrolls per pouch, and that can be really decent in conjunction with the Amlod Hour as well. You're only going to get 24 scrolls with Amlod anyway, so make sure to keep an eye out. Work out the margins and see if it's worth doing. Elder Frames back up to 192k. Hopefully the refined prices will follow suit and just keep that in line a little bit better. Manuscripts to Jazz, 565k. It's still very good, and Keropac is still a very good money-making method. Normal Logs, 1.6k. I know it's very small in the grand picture of RuneScape 3, but if you are a brand new account, it's a really good way for you to earn your first couple 100k. Just by getting your woodcut level up. Elder Logs 10.7k, good to see him back over 10k because it's a really good AFK method, and because of Elder frame prices, the log prices will go up as a sort of side of impact of that, and maybe there's still a bit more for him to go up in, because you're going to need 12 of these to make a frame, and that would roughly put an Elder frame at 12. That would roughly put an Elder frame at 120k rather than the 192k it's selling for. Forecast Spike 3.8 mil, Grimy Toadflax 4.3k. These were on the price falls last week, and we did say they would just hold on to them and they will bounce and come up at some point, and they already have, so that's a bit of a quick turnaround for them. Bronze Bars 2.2k each, very good money making method for a brand new account. Level 1 smithing you need to do this, and if you get something like level 9 you have a chance of making extra bars, which is just even more profit if you want it. Magic logs 768 GP each, very good. Iron chain bodies like 8.7k, which is pretty high. Cannonballs 900 GP. We did pick these out a little while ago to say they'd probably go up. They were just too cheap. So 900 GP for cannonballs. Bane bars 8.1k, probably a decent money making method to make those. Pretty AFK as well, so decent. Greater Ghostly Ink 11.4. If you're going to do some Ghostly Ink for profit, which at these prices and with the way they're going, I'd probably recommend. Check the margins because different tiers will bring different profit. This is the mid-tier ink, and I probably could see the bottom one outperforming it in terms of profit. But again, just check your margins. Elder Planks, relation to the frame going up, could be a very good thing to put in your machines, is to make Elder Planks at the minute. That's what I'm currently doing on the main account. And the profit seems to be pretty good, so I'll probably continue with that. Grapes, 7.8k. Wines just are absolute bank. Death Runes up, 253 GP. Uncut Emeralds, 499. Normal Trout, 278. Eric Bones, 12k. Arbok Seeds, 140k. Zygamite, 240k. That's the Arcspore Zygamite. Berserker Ring, 10.8 mil. Daggenoff Bones, back up, 10.9k. That's pretty good for them. Greater Flaming Skulls at 50k. Stonewall Segments, 9.7. Toadflax Potion, 6.7. So there's actually a pretty bit of decent profit there from a grimy Toadflax to a Toadflax Unfinished, if you wanted to do that. Raw Sharks on the way back up, 462 GP. Still really cheap for the hooking XP it give you. Hellhound Binding Contracts, 90k. It's good to see them back up. Super Strength, 6.1. Ascension Key, Just Sectus, that's 136k. Super Restore Flask, 183k. Super Restore Flask, 18.3k. Halloween Mask, the orange one, is 94. Archer's Ring, 8.8. That's cheap. Compared to the 19 mil I was selling them for last year when I was doing Daggenoff Kings, that is very, very cheap. If you haven't done your upgrade for range, it could be a good time to pick one up if you wanted to. Super Necromancy Potions, expensive. Papaya Fruit is going back up, so Fruitful Scrolls will be profit. And just some seeds there. That is a very good week for price rises. So we've got Ancient Familiars on the way up. Daggenoff drops back up for the Kings. We've got Herblore Potions, Herblore Secondaries, some Runes, some Herbs to Farm, Necromancy Inks, Bars, a Bronze and Addy, very low level as well. Elder Logs back up for the AFK life. Frames, Keys of Crossing. That's a very, very good week. There's loads of money makers there. Like, if you were to go through, you could probably find 5 or 6. The ones which stand out is really good, though. It's the fact that a lot of the components to Necromancy are back making money. Quite why, I have no idea. But Inks and Ectoplasm and Runes being there, really good. Ancient Familiars, really good profit. Woodcutting, good profit. Herb Runs, Toadflax, really good. And those Bronze Bars, Addy Bars, Cannonballs, Bane Bars. Really, really good week there. That's probably one of the best weeks for, like, picking out moneymakers that we've had for a while, to be fair. Right, so prize falls. Here we go. The Aurora sets for the hat and scarf, they're down at 100 mil. I'm pretty sure they're in the 50 mil each, so they've still got quite a while to go. Purple Santa hat is now sub 100 mil, 97 mil there, and the Aurora die as well is under 150. If you are ever interested in these items, now is probably the best time to buy them if you want to. As soon as they go out of the game, the supply will drop, so they would naturally over time slowly start to creep back up. So if you are interested, I would suggest now would be the best time for you to look at them. But a lot here is just your standard cosmetic stuff. The soul die as well is pretty much the same as the Aurora. But the Aurora and the soul die have been re-released. So those are probably the two I'd keep an eye on and maybe only buy if you really, really want to and you've got the cash to one side. So the first thing really worthwhile is the Zerosian Insignia is now down to 4.4k. Wine of Sara, 40k each, which is a pretty good price. Astral Runes hitting the floor at 657 GP each. Very, very cheap there. Greater Ritual Candles at 1.7k. Whether they bounce for the rest of the Necromancy items, who knows. Super Stores at a bracket 4 at 3.3k. This could be profit if you buy the flasks and convert them into 6 dose. We've seen that the Super Restore 6 dose is on the rise. It's on its way back up. Depending on the price you're going to be able to buy AV Super Restores for and the potion flasks, you could make money just converting them into flasks. So check that. That could be a really good money-making method as well. Syrian Ashes, 48.2k. Silverhawk Feathers, 2.2. U-Frame, 43k as well. Wretched Chompers at 515 and some Criminal Bolts going down as well. Sharp Shell Shards at 1k. Full Arrows at 1.6. Dino Arrows completely hitting the floor. which we hate to see. We hate to see it. Infernal Ashes, 418 GP each. If you are looking for prayer on a budget and you have the mental capacity to use an altar, Infernal Ashes is very cheap. I mean, their XP is just as good as Dragon Bones. So, very viable option to have a look at there. Earth Orb on the way down, make even more profits with the Battle Stash. White Berries now 2.3k. Once they go sub 2k, I'd probably start looking for myself to pick some up and invest in. Dragon Pickaxe, 22.4 mil. Greater Sonic Wave now under 4 mil. Zamarakian Essence, 2.4 mil. Jazz Bane Arrows, 2.1k. The Potato Cactus, I'm sure these went up last week. Did they? Yes, they did, and now they're on the way back down. I think they just started to pick back up in price a bit too early, so I imagine they're going to go down even lower than before. Scripture went under 70 mil. Cobalt Blue, 9.5k. Because this is a colour, I'd keep an eye on it, but I wouldn't touch it until it got to about the 8.5k mark. That is where I'd pick it up, but always worth keeping an eye out for your invention components especially. And Extreme Defense, 5.1k as well. I don't know what a Siku seed is. Apparently it's a fruit tree. Is it new? I don't know. Never heard of it. But that's crashed as well. That's gone down a bit as well. In terms of crashes though, there's a lot of like cosmetic stuff and a lot of stuff which has been in here for a while. So nothing really new, nothing really fresh. Obviously Dino Arrows are going down, but I don't really suggest anyone touching them until they at least bottom out and like find out what price they're going to be. Because they've just pulled the God Arrows completely with them as well and very far down. But in terms of like an episode, this is considerably in favour of the price rises. Price rises were really, really good. And then because I didn't want to take any more of the time, 13 minutes is where we're already at already. We're going to wrap up with everyone's favourite item. Where are Dragon Bones this week? We are slightly up and over 2k. Whether we're here next week will be a different story because they always seem to just give me a little bit of hope and then crash again. But it is what it is. However, that is the end of Marketwatch for this week. Again, really good for price rises, loads of money making methods there. Keep on top of your margins and look at those and I'm sure you'll be able to find something which will suit your account. Once again, playlist is now on the channel homepage, so make sure to go and check it out. Not just Marketwatch, there's plenty of others as well. Have a watch, see what you think. Thank you guys again for the support. By the end of last year, we ended on 3.1k subscribers. I cannot thank you enough. Last year, we started at 200. And now we're at 3.1k, so I'm really, really excited to see what we can do this year. We're not going to stop in terms of the content. We're only going to be bringing out more stuff, so if you want to stay for the ride, jump on, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep firing it out. But thank you guys once again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.